Show me something.
Hello, and welcome back to the Show Me Something podcast. I'm Will.
I'm Trevor.
And I'm Jacob.
And today, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to embrace the joys of Mission Impossible 5 Rogue Nation and Mission Impossible 6 Fallout. I brought these two movies to these gentlemen today. As you may have heard, I'm having a very weird Tom Cruise moment. These aren't a part of that, though. I've always loved these movies. Seen them all in theaters when they came out. They're a lot of fun. I believe Rogue Nation is from 2015 and Fallout's from 2018. There are two more coming, I believe, next year. So we'll jump into some action movie talk. First, how are we doing, boys? What's new?
Doing good. Yeah, doing good. Not much new. Still working, still living. I went to a get-together for a friend's birthday the other day, like 2 days ago. And they were watching the podcast when I walked in.
What?
That's tight. What episode?
Donuts.
Whoa, hell yeah. Did they
They
like
put
it?
They had put. I guess they had just finished watching Jacob and I's Wings and Things vlog,
Oh.
and they were
Nice.
just starting the Donuts episode as I was coming in, and I was
Were they
like,
all sitting quietly on the couch and paying attention?
That
or was
sounds
it
like
just
a good
on in the
party.
background?
I don't know. I don't really know the full context because they turned it off shortly after I got there because I was like, oh, I can't stand to listen to this, and they were like, okay, we'll turn it off.
Trevor, you lost us views.
Yeah, that's actually kind of low-key fucked, Trevor.
Yeah,
I needed
high
that.
key fucked. I feel.
He was
Mid-key.
my friend Steven, shout out, was the one who also was like, yeah, you weren't on the last episodes of Ned's Declassified, so we got to put on something that you were on. And I was like,
Did he expect you to be? You haven't been
no,
on
I
an
said
episode
I'm
of
never
Nancy
on
Brown.
that, and he was like, I know you're not, but you know, it just he was
That's
hoping.
Good. That's good content.
So
That's-
yeah,
that's funny.
other than
sounds
that,
I'm glad you saved that and didn't tell me until just now. That's pretty
yeah, I
good.
wanted to save it, and I guess I started watching The Boys. The new season of The Boys just came out. I saw episode 1 last night. It's good. It's
Never watched it.
It
Me neither.
definitely. It went full tilt right off the bat. I will say that. And then, have I watched anything else? Not really.
I will say it's only been like a week since we recorded. This is like the first time in a while we've been consistent with recording.
Yeah.
How
Watching
that
Obi-Wan?
translate to uploads, you know? Question mark.
Shots fired.
The next
Oh, it took
episode will
us,
be out.
3 minutes for Jacob to fire shots at Trevor. That's
No.
The next episode will be out soonish.
Don't
Jesus.
know.
good. God, now he's sad.
Oh,
Can you
I'm
start
not
the
sad.
movie
I'm
yet?
fine.
Obi-Wan's
Uh,
been okay. I haven't seen the
Obi-Wan's
third
been-
episode yet. I like the first
Oh, yeah.
two though.
I've liked it a
Oh.
lot. I think it's been great.
Yeah, all three have been pretty good.
Cool.
So that's all I've really watched.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it. Yay. Cool.
What about you, Cobb?
Yeah, I haven't been up to too much. I finished watching the Turtles movies. You know, the Michael Bay produced ones. Those were a good
Oh, yeah.
time. I wish there was a third one. I feel like they could have done a third one. It would have been sick. Krang was in the second one, so that was a good time. Yeah, the Turtles movies are fun movies, man. I think they're definitely fun. They're fun watches. I haven't watched too much else, honestly. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's only been a week, so I haven't really watched a whole lot else. Just
Yeah.
been working, really. Oh,
That's
and
fair.
been playing RimWorld. A lot of RimWorld, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I started playing RimWorld as well.
Damn.
So.
I need to get it. Hopefully, I get like a $5 sale on the summer sale. That'll be chill.
Yeah, that
You
should
know,
be coming soon-ish.
$5 less. I mean, I know it will never go actually down to $5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing too new over here.
Does
yet.
that game
I found
ever go on sale?
I've never
only
seen
ever
it
seen
on
like
sale.
like 5 or 10% off. It's like not anything. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but
I waited 2 years with it on my wish list, wanting to play it so bad, waiting for a sale, because you guys know me. I never buy anything unless it's on sale, and it wouldn't, and I finally broke down, and it was worth it. I mean, I've put like almost 200 hours into the game, you know?
yeah, that's worth it for sure. Nothing too crazy over here either. Again, it's only been a week, so I haven't really done too much. I've been playing, making a lot of music, and
Oh, we hung
played
out,
some
though.
Siege.
We went down
Yeah.
to St. Pete.
Yeah, Jacob and Abby came down to hang out with Riss and I, Monday.
Trev Scone was unfortunately working.
We bar hopped a bit. I got very sunburned. It's still
Nice.
nice little
Oh,
burn there. That's a week later, so it was pretty bad earlier this week. But beyond that, not a whole lot's been going on. I finally bought a second PS5 controller, so Riss and I can actually play the PS5.
Nice.
So we got It Takes Two. The
nice. I've heard that's
out there.
fantastic.
EA
Yeah.
game. Yeah, we played the first, I think, 2 levels yesterday. It was really fun. And we also, I don't know why, but we played. I got NHL, and we've been playing lots of hockey together, which is actually.
Are you a
very
big
fun.
hockey head?
I not really, but I've always enjoyed playing NHL. I have friends who love hockey, and we would play a lot of FIFA growing up, and then
Yeah.
NHL was kind of the second go-to behind FIFA when we got bored. So it's been probably 5 or 6 years since I've played one, and yeah, I don't know. All this hockey playoff talk has just had it in my head, and I watched some hockey when I was in Chicago, and I was like, yeah, you know what, this sport's pretty dope, and I forgot. And NHL is just a ton of fun. So we've been playing together versus the computer and getting absolutely destroyed. It's very hard,
Damn.
but it's been a fun time. So
Nice.
that's pretty much it. Cool. So I don't think I need to do much intro on Mission Impossible. It's a pretty well-known franchise.
People
Tom
may not
Cruise-
know it though.
Yeah. So Tom Cruise plays Ethan Hunt. He's a part of the IMF, which stands for the Impossible Mission Force, which is the goofiest thing of all time.
That's an
I
insane
love that name.
It's the
I
best
love
name
it.
ever.
It's so
incredible,
stupid.
yeah.
I love
It's
it.
It's so stupid. So I just feel already defensive. So let's just get your reviews out of the way.
What do you
Because I just
mean?
feel like I've been building it up so much, and I've been thinking about, this is so absurd, but I've been thinking about Tom Cruise for 2 months now.
You have
so
been. It's true.
It's just I don't know what's wrong with me.
The way you say it, though, it's
But I understand that he is not a good person. He's a terrible person in real life. He's got a lot of baggage and weird shit. But he's just a very good movie star, in my opinion. I don't think he's the best actor. I don't think he's the handsomest man in the world. But there's just something about him that I am very drawn to right now. And
he does a good job.
yeah, we'll talk a bit more about, I think, some of the reasons for that, because this is the first time I've actually tried to make myself think critically about it rather than just being caught up in the vibes of it all. Because I don't want to just come in here and talk about vibes for an hour. I could.
Vibes
but
are good.
I want some kind of critical thought. So
Ah.
anyway, let's talk about what you guys thought. So we did watch 2 movies. This was a minor point of contention when I brought it up.
I didn't have a
we
problem
smoothed
with
out.
it.
Yeah,
Because
Jacob threw
it's
a
opened
fit.
the door to me to bring longer stuff.
Yeah, I think Jacob threw a fit more so because I opened the door to Trevor and not so much because
Yeah.
of my actual picks.
That's
Which is
exactly
fair.
true.
It's
Exactly
totally
true.
fair.
I'm worried about an unhinged, untethered Trevor.
Dun,
Yeah,
dun,
I think
dun,
that's
dun,
that's
dun.
justified. But maybe we'll have our own impossible mission force to get through Trevor's next picks. So
Yeah.
anyway, these are very fun, goofy action movies, and I'm curious to hear what you guys thought. So Trevor,
All right. Yeah, I hated him. No, I didn't. Of course not.
Damn.
I
These were-
knew you were kidding. You could
Yeah,
never
of
hate
course.
these movies.
No,
You
these
personally, not you universally.
are really fun. These I have not seen I've seen bits and pieces of some of the Mission Impossible movies. I almost said Impossible Mission Force movies.
That's what they should have been called.
It works, yeah. I think it does a better job of painting how silly they are.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I want to go back and watch all the other ones now. I was sort of planning to try and watch them all beforehand.
Yeah, I strong-armed
And-
Trevor into not doing that.
That
'cause we
just
wanted to
didn't
talk about
happen.
them. That's
Yeah,
my
that
fault.
just didn't happen. It's fine. Yeah, I like them. They're fun. They're very action packed. The amount of twists in these movies, maybe in any other movie I'd be like, that's too many. But in this one, for some reason, it's just like, oh, another one. Yes, more. Give me more weird, kind of obvious twists, and I love it. They're good. I don't think I liked Fallout or Rogue Nation more than or less than each other. They were both. I don't want to say the same movie because they aren't, but at the same time they are. if that makes sense.
I mean, the reason I brought the two of them is because they have sort of a connected story, more
Yeah.
so than the other 5 or 4 of the series. So
For sure. So I give them both. Oh, I've been thinking about this score for a while. It's like, where do I put this?
be true to
What do-
yourself, Trevor.
Where do I
true.
give this? 9 out of 10 for both of them.
For
Maybe
both of
even
them?
maybe even 9.5 depending on the day. You know,
Love
Damn.
that. Love that.
like
Did you watch
for-
them back to back?
I did. I did it all in one sitting.
That's
Double
amazing.
feature.
I think I got up 3 times.
In 5 hours?
Yeah, because I needed
Sustenance.
Needed to breathe for a sec.
water or alcohol, I forget, and to pee. So I just kind of sat and just
I respect it. Even I
Like-
didn't do that.
yeah, I think I got up like once like in the middle of each movie, and then during the intermission between the two was where I like
Yeah.
did my big like get some food kind of
Sure.
situation, and then sat right back down and kept going. Did it all.
Love to hear it.
It was
Cool.
great. It was a good time.
I'm glad. Yeah, that was what I was hoping for. So, how about you, Cobb?
Yeah, I thought they were all right. I think that Rogue Nation is more consistent than Fallout for me. Like, but that being said, I think Fallout is better. Just because so like in Fallout, I think that the first hour and a half of the movie are like okay / a little bit slow, and like I saw a lot of the twists and stuff were just not very good. Like you could just see them coming from a mile away. But then the last 30 minutes of Fallout are so tight and so good. Like
Fair.
the last 30 minutes of Fallout is better than anything that from Rogue Nation or the beginning of Fallout. Like
Yeah.
the helicopter scene was insane, and that going back and forth with like them trying to defuse the bombs and stuff. It's just so good. The setting is beautiful. It is amazing. It was really, really, really well done. And that really, it bumped up my rating like so much, because as I was watching it, I was like, man, this one's like not that good. And I was sad too, because I was like, Cavill's like tight. I didn't think I didn't like the chase scene, the like 2 back-to-back chase scenes that are in that movie. I felt that they were like kind of just boring and like normie chase scenes. Like it didn't do anything interesting. After them ramming the car into the water, after that it was just like all basic chase scene. And like the Cavill stuff, I kind of saw it coming, where like he was a baddie. And
Spoiler
the
alert.
Alec,
Spoilers.
sorry, and the Alec Baldwin.
You're gonna spoil
scene,
another thing?
No, just in that same scene, Alec Baldwin's lines are goofy as fuck, dude. I laughed
he's
out
so
loud.
funny.
It was
He's
so
so-
funny. When he
so
was like,
funny in
when
these
when Cavill knocked his gun away, and then he had another one. He's like, "How about this one?" I laughed so
I think
hard.
this one's loaded. Yeah,
I was
dude,
like-
Alec. It's so good.
I was like, "This is insane. What the
It is.
fuck am I watching?"
I love that shit though.
Me too.
It was the campiest fucking
Yeah.
thing. It was. I feel like they needed to do a couple more takes of that, because it was
So funny.
That's on Baldwin at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
I think
um,
all of his line delivery is absurd.
Yeah, it's not very good. Also, where the fuck is Renner in that movie?
Yeah.
He's like not in it at all.
He's not
in
in
the
it.
very
Yeah.
beginning, like for a second, and then he's not in it.
He's not
He
even at
must
the
have
very
been-
beginning.
He must have been filming Endgame, or
Which
something like
I'm
that.
pissed, because he
Grant
is
is great.
so much better than Alec Baldwin.
He's really,
yeah.
He's also really good in the 4th one, which I obviously didn't bring, but that's where he's introduced, and he's a lot of fun in that one
and
too.
I've seen that one, and I remember liking it a
Right.
lot when I saw it in the theaters, but I haven't seen it since then. But yeah, so Rogue Nation, I think all the set pieces were really good. I really enjoyed it, but it didn't have like one of those like at the end of Fallout where like it like blew me away.
Yeah, the ending is we'll talk about the ending. I have notes too.
Yeah, so I think I would give Rogue Nation a 6 out of 10 and Fallout a 7 out of 10. The ending really fucking saves it, or it would have been a lower score than Rogue Nation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
My
I love
scoring
movies.
system is fucked, apparently.
No, it's not. I'll be close to you. I love these movies, obviously. I just think that they're so much fun. They're like so dumb and absurd, but I think what elevates them a lot above a lot of the other action film or blockbuster filmmaking of the last decade is just the practical effects. You know, the practicality of how they shoot. And I've been trying to figure out like what is it about them that makes me love them so much. And I do just think it is maybe a bit of burnout on Marvel being like the most CG movies of all time, and a lot of other big ticket blockbusters of the era, you know, outside of Christopher Nolan, pretty much will rely pretty heavily on CG to like make your crazy set pieces like this. And the thing about Tom Cruise is that he refuses to let that happen, and he does all this ridiculous, stupid, like, what is truly wrong with this man type of stuff in his filmmaking. That I just think elevates it above a lot of the other action movies of recent years. They're very silly. There's so many things that make me laugh out loud, like Cobb just talked about. But despite that, I just think they're just a ton of fun. They're not, you know, good. I'm not here for a film. I'm here for, you know, a popcorn movie. And I think they excel at that. So I think Rogue Nation is probably like an 8.5 for me, and Fallout's like a 9. I think Henry Cavill is like the hottest man in history in this movie.
Dude, when he took
just
off the
such a
jacket
hunk.
in the bathroom and did the arm thing, I was like,
He
incredible.
reloads his
Dude,
fists.
it's
incredible.
It's
I was like,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
and then he
He's
just gets knocked
enormous. That jacket, like, I don't know what it was hiding, but he looks so much bigger without that jacket on.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
out.
great.
He can
I
also
like
grow a
that he
hell of
is
a mustache, I
Yeah.
will say.
phenomenal.
Impressive.
It must be CG'd out in his other films.
Yeah.
Which is so fun.
Just let it rock, dude. Damn.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, they're great. I wish I could have brought all 6 because I think there's a lot of conversation to be had about this franchise. It's very weird and very all over the place. And
Isn't the
worth-
second one supposed to be bad?
the second one, I think it's good, but it's definitely the worst of all of them, and it's very weird, especially when you watch 1 and then watch 2. Because 1 is like very traditional, like spy movie with like
Yeah.
a couple cool moments, whereas now they're just like batshit explosion blockbuster action films.
Yeah.
With like, you know, goofy gadgets and like lots of masks.
I love the
But
masks.
The first one is the first one's a fucking Jesus Christ, what's his name? The dude who did Blowout, the director.
Oh. I don't remember what the director's name is, but that's interesting.
He's like a legit filmmaker. God, it's so stupid that I'm blanking on his name. I'm sorry. Hold on. It's like a movie. Brian De Palma. Yeah, it's Brian De Palma.
Fuck.
Yeah, directed the first one. So like the tonal shift from him to John Woo directing number 2, I think is what kind of, and then J.J. Abrams directs number 3. Brad Bird, the Pixar guy, directs the 4th one.
Early
and then
JJ.
And then Macquarie does 5 and 6. So they take a bit of a turn tonally, but I think they're all a lot of fun. I recently watched the whole franchise like 2 months ago, which is what has them at the forefront of my mind and wanted to bring them back. So yeah. Anyway, they're fun. Glad you guys mostly like them.
Yeah. I still
6
like
out of
them.
10.
Just
6 out of 10 seems a little low, but
Think
you know.
think about a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. All right, that's what I'm basing this off of. Basically, that's
Yeah,
still
that's fine.
a very enjoyable movie.
That's fine. I'll take
Don't
it.
feel sad just because Trevor's ratings are always skyrocketed high. All right.
No, I don't feel bad. That's fine. All right, so
Listen,
we've already
I
spoiled some stuff,
I rate
but-
how I rate, and then when I rate low, you guys are it's gonna mean more.
I know. I can't wait till we get to that day. I don't honestly think you'll ever not like something, so we'll be curious. To
Only
see what
music.
Yeah, just not rap music, I guess.
I just hate music. Yeah, that's the.
So we'll enter the spoiler zone, even though Jacob already spoiled maybe the biggest thing of these 2 movies.
Sorry, that was an accident.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, it wasn't.
I'm curious where y'all want to start. I did like kind of jot down a list of all the big like set pieces and fights.
I do want to talk about the since you already kind of mentioned it, the Twitter video you sent us of
Oh, I
where-
forgot to watch it. I forgot.
It's okay.
Trevor. It doesn't really matter. It's basically
It
just behind the scenes of Tom Cruise talking about what they had to do to film them jumping out of the airplane in Fallout.
The Halo jump.
I saw a little bit of it, like with the big rig on the guy's helmet, and then like backing out of the plane, like following. Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
So basically, I just want to say the biggest shout out to that camera op who had to pull focus to a very specific degree while they were actually skydiving.
Yeah.
And for Tom Cruise to have to be exactly 3 feet away from him to be able to hit the right focus is just insane.
It's
insane.
It's absolutely insane.
More a shout out to the camera op than the actors having to act through it. Because, holy shit. I don't even know how he was pulling focus. The rig was on his head. He must have had some sort of thing in his hand to pull focus
probably
with
rigged
it.
up to
Because I
his
never
hand,
saw him, touch it. He was still skydiving, you know?
Yeah.
But, oh my God.
That's
the
nutty.
craftsmanship in these movies is insane. I mean, and that goes hand in hand with the practicality, which obviously we only ever talk about Tom Cruise and doing that because, oh my God, the actor does stunts. But yeah, I mean, the craft in these films is outstanding.
How do you get to that
it's
point?
just crazy because I do cameras at my job, and I struggle to pull focus when we're stationary. There's a cell in front of me and I'm pulling focus on jewelry or something, but
it doesn't move.
Their hands move a lot, Trevor, and you'll learn that if you become a tech. They're very shaky.
That's fair.
But holy shit.
You know what I mean.
Just big props. Production team, you guys did a fucking great job. I feel like I'm on the Drake and Josh podcast again.
Yeah, amazing. It's true though. And obviously I've already seen Top Gun Maverick and similar stuff there in terms of the filmmaking that they did and the editing especially.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's all fucking crazy as hell.
That's one of the only reasons I want to watch that the new Top Gun is just because it looks so impressive.
It is so impressive, technically. Like I said last time we spoke, it's the greatest IMAX experience I've ever had. And I saw these movies in IMAX, which was crazy, but Top Gun is blows them away. Tom Cruise did 100 Halo jumps to practice for this one that they shot.
Insane. Cool scene,
took 2,000 hours of helicopter. He logged 2,000 flight hours in helicopters to be able to do the stuff that he does at the end of Fallout. He's like, why are you doing this? What is wrong with this man? What hole is he trying to fill? We could talk endlessly about how fucking weird this guy is to do all this stuff.
I really just think he's into
committed.
It.
Yeah,
he loves movies. That's the thing is he talked about it. They roll footage of him talking before you go see Top Gun. He was like, welcome back to movies and all this bullshit. But he
you coomed when you heard that, didn't you?
For sure, dude. I was like, oh.
You had your Tom Cruise shirt on. And you were like, oh shit.
Me and all the dads just fucking.
Yeah. So many jean shorts in there.
Yeah,
you guys were all in
relentless jean shorts. But he delayed. He would not allow Top Gun Maverick to come out digitally or not in theaters, and he was like, it will come out when theaters are able to be full and packed. And he made such a big song and dance about we made this movie for you, and you're seeing it here, we're so grateful and all this shit. But he really does care about the cinematic experience, which for all his flaws,
that's
which
important,
are numerous, it's cool. I mean, and a lot of people don't feel like that anymore, and are just there to get money or make a crazy CG movie. And he's like, no, I'm going to teach all these actors how to fly in F-14s and experience G-force and all this wild shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Go ahead. Where do we start? We start with big scenes, big set pieces. We start with, what was your favorite stupid tech gadget that they used?
I feel like we should talk a little bit about Rogue Nation. I feel like we've kind of not talked about it at all so far.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love Rogue Nation. Let's do it.
The Vienna opera scene was super cool.
Yeah,
that was really cool. The hidden gun and stuff.
Yeah,
the multiple hidden guns.
Yeah, can we get an IMFDB on that flute gun, Trev?
That's a good question.
I do have IMFDB open for these. I doubt there's anything for the flute gun.
I don't know what they could even say.
Yeah,
flute gun.
It looked like they were shooting 5.56 out of the flute gun.
That's an ammo type in PUBG.
Oh. Okay, disguised rifles.
Ooh.
They do have it listed, but they don't say what it is.
That's fair. What was that thing that the guy did in the operator booth with his pistol? He put his pistol into a pump.
I think it was
it's his police baton.
Yeah,
his police baton was part of the disguised rifle setup.
Okay.
So that was like, I guess, the barrel
Yeah.
that you like could
Oh,
clip
okay.
on.
to give it some more.
It was super cool.
distance.
Yeah. All of
Um,
these were very suppressed, even though the flute gun is not big enough to be that suppressed as it
Oh
was.
shit.
Oh, shut up, IMFDB. I'm
So
sorry,
wait, let's talk about kind of the beginning of the movie. The plane. He hangs off a plane.
Yeah,
He does.
it was
He
pretty
hangs off-
silly.
That was
Come on,
cool.
dude. Open
Come
the
on,
right door.
come on, dude.
Benji!
Yeah,
I love
Benji.
Benji.
Big shout out to Benji. What a goat character.
I love Benji. Simon
He's great.
Pegg is great.
Yeah.
This brings me to another character though. Why is fucking what's his name? Ving Rhames' character is such a lame-o, dude.
so funny.
Why does he fucking do nothing?
The running joke of Luther just like being so old and slow and like always losing his man just makes me laugh every time.
I don't
He-
understand.
he's
Ving
from,
Rhames
like-
should be badass.
Yeah, but he's old as
He's
hell,
Ving.
bro. He's so old. He's a big part of the earlier movies, which is why he's still around.
Makes
Like
me
he's not a
sad.
new introduction. Like Simon Pegg, I think pops up in, I think 3 very briefly, and then becomes more of a part in 4. Ving Rhames has been around since like I'm pretty sure 2. But yeah, he's hilarious. Also, his voice gets like 3 octaves deeper between Rogue Nation and Fallout. When he first talks in Fallout, his voice is like so like gravel deep. Yeah, he's great though. I love Luther.
He's great. No, I
His
like
last
him.
name is Stickle.
Yeah,
Stickle.
you guys are related.
Any relation?
No, yes, relation.
Cool.
Yeah, I just wanted him to do more cool stuff. I just felt like
Yeah,
his character.
He's the computer guy. He's the hacker.
He becomes the
Barely.
computer guy, I guess, because it seems like I don't know the overarching plot, but I can guess the overarching plot for Benji is that he was the computer guy who wanted to be a field agent,
Yeah,
and now he's a
talk
field
about that
agent.
in-
They
in,
mention it, but it feels
Rogue
like we actually get to see that progression over the course of a couple movies, maybe.
Yeah. But also Luther has always been the computer guy, even before
Oh.
Benji was a character. So he has just been kind of more of a behind the scenes dude, not a field agent. But yeah,
Fair enough.
So he hangs off the side of a plane. That's fun.
He hangs
And
on,
then
trying to
he
open
gets-
the doors for him.
He gets captured in a record shop.
Yep.
They drop some nice.
I do
jazz
wanna say-
references.
Real quick, back with the airplane though. I love the scene where the guard turns around and sees Tom Cruise just like kind of strapping himself into the bombs and is just like, bye, and just pulls the chute and he's just gone. And I'm like, that's awesome. That was so good.
Yeah,
The guy's
there's a
just
lot
like,
of
how the fuck did you get on this plane?
just climbed in. Yeah, him flying in through the door and smashing into the other side of the plane. It looked painful.
Ethan Hunt should have
That was pretty funny. He's like
so
he just
much
hits multiple walls.
Yeah, he should have so much brain damage from the amount of head injuries he sustains.
Yeah.
Just in these 2 movies.
Well,
Yeah.
I think his character. I mean, and I think this is largely because of Tom Cruise just being who he is. But like, he's literally like a messiah. He's like a god character.
Yeah.
I mean, none of the stuff he does. Obviously, it doesn't make sense. It's a movie, but like, he can never die. He can never be bad. He's like saves everyone. I mean,
He
the
never
line at
even
the-
gets bloodied in these fights. Like when he had that fist fight in the bathroom, he came out of it in the next scene when he walked in there
Yeah,
looking
he looked great.
absolutely normal.
Yeah, he was bloody at the end of Fallout, but that was only after like multiple helicopter
Yeah,
crashes.
when he was
Yeah.
finally in the hospital.
and it was
they were
just
like,
blood on his face. Like it wasn't anything serious.
Yeah, all he had was like a tiny little bandage on like his eyebrow, like the
So
little
funny.
like skinny bandage
Yeah,
thing.
tiny,
there.
very small.
And
I
then
think it's
he's
his
like, "Oh, my
character-
ribs hurt" or whatever.
Yeah.
But
He's like, don't make me laugh. Go fade to black. Like credits roll. Yeah, a lot of his one-liners are dog shit. Riz watched like 20 minutes of this movie, and she was like, "Who let him say these lines?" But there's a line that's said at the end of Fallout, which I think sums up the character really well, which is, "Who's watching the world while Ethan is watching me?" You know, it's like Ethan is like the savior of the world. And it's just,
I mean,
so absurd.
it's absurd, but also it's true for these movies.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I know. It's like it's so goofy. He's
It's
just
like, yeah,
he's
he
God.
is the only one who can do it. Him and his friends.
Yeah, him and his boys.
Him and his
Yeah,
merry
yeah,
band
man.
of misfits.
That's
Save
so
the
funny.
world
I-
every
I
time.
like, didn't think about Jimmy Renner not being in Fallout at all.
Yeah, he wasn't. I was
completely-
sad.
It didn't even register to me that he's barely in it.
I was pissed. Because
Yeah.
I thought he was great in Rogue Nation.
He is. He's great
He was.
in Ghost Protocol too. So in Rogue Nation, we have, in terms of set pieces and fights, we've got the hanging off the plane, we've got the Vienna Opera,
Yeah.
the underwater profile swap, the Morocco car
Fucking
chase,
ridiculous.
and then
Can
the
we
street
talk-
shootout. Yeah. So where are we at? What's our favorite there?
You go ahead first, Trevor.
The street shootout? What was the street
It's
shootout
at the
again?
end. The end. Where they end,
that-
like basically the final showdown is them FaceTiming each other, which is like very funny to me.
Oh, right. The with
Benji has the
Benji
bomb
on
shot,
the sitting on the bomb and
Yeah.
stuff.
I think my favorite is honestly the Vienna Opera. I thought it was really
Yeah.
cool. I like
Yeah, the Vienna
multiple
Opera was
shooter
really
points
cool.
and stuff.
the knife fight on the scaffolding.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
super cool, and it kept going up and down because of the faders. I don't know why
Yeah.
I didn't
Lights-
think
is it
that
bringing
the
lights up and
faders
down?
would. I guess I thought the faders would control like the actual light turning on, not
It's
like
probably just the visual. It's the best.
Probably both.
Visually.
They probably have faders for bringing up and down the thing for just like
maybe.
even the distance to the stage for lights can affect it or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I also like that. I like the part where he shoots the the
the Prime Minister,
no,
Minister
he was
of Austria.
was he ambassador?
the
No.
ambassador
He was
He
prime minister.
I think he was prime minister. Yeah.
of Austria, right?
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
It doesn't
okay.
matter what his. Doesn't
He
matter
gives
what his
him.
title
He
was.
shoots
He's
him to get the
irrelevant.
flesh wound. So
Yeah.
because he can't like decide who he's gonna shoot. He only has one bullet, so it's like her, the other guy. Oh,
Yeah.
boom! And like I love how everyone's waiting for this one note in the opera to take their shot.
Yeah, it's great.
I liked it. I
And-
thought it was really cool.
Nessun Dorma.
That was-
classic.
I mean, that's
So-
a quick way to start World War III right there.
Yeah.
You know, history repeats.
That was the
itself.
goal. That was
And
the
then he
goal.
blew
I'm
him
pretty-
up. They blew him up in a car. Even
They
though
did
he-
blow him up
he
in a
got
car,
out.
anyways. Yeah.
What do you guys think of the first fight scene in the movie when Ethan gets captured after being gassed out in the record shop, and then Ilsa saves him? He has to like, I don't know, vault himself up this big pipe.
Oh,
Her-
that was sick
like
to
a
see him
handcuff
do
fight.
that.
That was
dude.
cool.
That was crazy.
That was really cool, but also it's kind of like, why is she helping him?
Yeah, but
she's-
that's her whole
she's-
character.
yeah.
It's 2 movies of why is she helping.
She's
Yeah.
MI6.
I guess, but like picking him of all people, I don't know. It just
They're
felt
both secret
like
agents, dude.
I mean, if it's assumed that she has been doing this to other secret agents, like except she was taking her like drug version of it as opposed to the bone saws method of just beating the shit out of you to break you. Like she had like all of her like vials and needles and stuff. She was gonna do injection things.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I don't know. It was a cool fight scene. To be fair, I liked the Bone Doctor getting his shit wrecked right off the bat.
Yeah.
Just pushing him and just
Smash into a pipe.
just unconscious immediately.
Did you guys clock the flying double kick from Ethan and a call back
Yes.
to Memories of Murder?
I think I missed
That's the real
this.
reason I brought this. It's the flying double
copy
kick
that.
trilogy.
The trilogy.
The trilogy. I love a good flying double
yeah.
kick, the
What
drop
else?
kick or whatever. I want to talk the underwater bit, man. Why are the profiles stored like that?
It's the most secure way.
Is it?
Apparently not.
Yes.
They're little punch cards. What do you-
Yeah, it's very
How do
analog.
How do those punch cards
Can't
store?
hack analog.
You can.
We saw him do it.
You're like, I don't know.
Like they're super right. Like at the hearing, they talk about luck or whatever at the start of this movie when they're disbanding the
F.
IMF.
IMFDB.
I wanted to say IMDb so bad. The IMF, and they're like, yeah, it seems like a lot of this is luck, and he's super right.
It's all luck.
Like with the hack underwater, like he has no idea which one, and just one of them flies away. He's like, I guess it's this one.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Guess it's this one. And then he
Benji.
dies.
Rip Benji.
Yeah, imagine Benji
Guess
was dead.
Benji's gonna die.
He
Benji
trained to hold his breath underwater for 6 minutes for this shot. I know a lot of it is obviously not practical.
Seems
in this
unnecessary.
instance, but like he did film a lot underwater. And yeah, I mean, how the fuck do you hold your breath for 6 minutes, bro? That sounds like insane.
Yeah, that's like some Chris Angel shit.
Some Navy SEAL shit.
Oh,
It's free divers. Like, how long is that? There's like 4 or 5 things you have to overcome in order to hold your breath that long.
yeah.
On top of just lung capacity, it's
Honor.
no, it's making your body ignore its natural responses to lack of air.
Fuck that.
Like, there's a couple of like mental blocks that you have to overcome in order to hold your breath for an extended period of time. I remember reading about this years ago for some reason. I don't
You were
remember
thinking
why.
about trying to do it.
And like being underwater actually is
didn't
kind
say
of like
that.
a default to help you overcome one of those mental blocks because like they even say like for sometimes training they'll just like barely put their face in water just so that way it's like helping with extending how long you can go without breathing. Sorry, that was a tangent. Anyways,
We're talking about breath holding.
yeah, that was ridiculous that that's how that shit's stored though.
Yeah.
Why does those little cards need to be liquid cooled?
Because they're hot. They get hot, Trevor. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention during this scene.
What?
This was the first point where I was like a little bit bored. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Oh, it was so tense. What do
No,
you
it wasn't
mean?
that tense.
Oh, that's
I knew it was gonna be fine. He's gonna live.
of course it'll be fine. It's Tom Cruise. It doesn't mean it's not tense.
He's
Tell him,
pissed.
Tip. He agrees. That's fucking damn
He's
right.
like, the fuck did you just say?
Did you guys like dazed Tom Cruise after he gets paddled back to life and then has to
I
drive
did.
a Beamer through streets? I thought that was
Yeah,
pretty
he
funny.
like,
He like
yeah, I
tries
loved
to
him
dive the
trying.
car.
Yeah, tried to slide over the thing. It was like, nope, that's not working. No cool move for you right now.
Yeah.
Also, why do
He's
they
just like-
always got these nice ass cars and motorcycles? They never have a beater that they're driving in, you know?
He does in the Fallout for a bit.
He's
When?
driving a Beamer. It's not a beater. It's like a nice
It was old, though.
BMW.
It was
Still a
what?
nice
They
car.
were all beautiful cars. What are you doing?
They were.
That
It
old
was the
green
closest thing I
BMW.
could get to. All right.
Yeah, no, this is not a beater type of movie. Tom Cruise doesn't drive whack cars.
It's in his
BMWs
contract, actually.
He needs
Probably
to in like
is.
the next one. He needs to have to do like a high speed chase in like a tuk tuk or something.
No shot. No shot. Although there is in the trailer, I think they're doing a high speed chase in a car that you wouldn't expect them to be in. So actually, that's a pretty
A
good
Ford
contract.
Raptor.
Is it a tuk tuk?
No, it's a little car.
Oh.
I forget.
A Mini? Italian
Maybe
job style.
a Mini or a Fiat. I think maybe.
Oh,
Fiat.
Fiat.
Fiats are.
Maybe it's a smart car. I don't know.
What? There's
It's
no
a Tesla.
way.
There's no engine noise whatsoever. It's just a Tesla. Just. just
Um,
look at him. Look at him come in.
I love how he makes him wait. He's like, I don't know if I want to come in. Watch your
That's a-
tail, Pit.
That's a cat, man.
Let's see. Yeah, he does a lot of good moves, I think, in terms of like his comedic acting, which is, pretty hit or miss, I think, generally. But in that car chase, when he asked Benji if his seatbelt's on and they're like about to flip backwards off a staircase.
And he's like, "You asked me now?" Like after.
Yeah. Yeah. Or when he sees Luther and Brant in the car and he's like, it's just like, hey, and
Just
like
waves
drives
and-
by.
And Benji's like, "Wait, is that?"
Yeah. I just like all
Oh.
the shots of him like trying to shake himself awake, like confusedly while he's like ripping it through the streets.
I feel like I did immediately call it that either like with the drive that Benji either had a copy or gave her or like showed a fake one just to see.
Yeah.
Like it was like a blank drive and he's just like, "I've got it," so she would steal it. Like I did kind of call that, but it was still cool regardless of him being like, "Please tell me you had a copy," and Benji's like,
Come on.
"Fucking of course." Like
Yeah.
what? It's digital data. It's not hard to make a copy. Like
No.
Gotta have a backup. That's a lesson to everyone listening.
Yep. It is. Life lesson. There's lots
Question.
of little. Yeah, go.
Why is there always a high-priced auction in these movies?
That's just what rich people do.
I mean, in action movies in general.
it's just that's what
They
rich
always
folks do.
bump into a high-priced auction, and there's
Yeah.
some
Oh,
people
hey.
like, they're like $10 million,
another guy's like 20 million.
Yeah,
They're like,
every time. Sorry,
What
that
do you
was
guys
one
think
of
of
my
the
notes.
bad guy?
I thought he was cool.
Lane.
Solomon Lane. Yeah.
Yeah, something like
Played
Yeah,
by
that.
Sean Harris.
Weird voice.
Great voice.
Yeah, he was cool. Interesting philosophy, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed to change his philosophy, like from movie 1 to movie 2.
Well,
a
movie
little
2,
bit.
he's broken down, doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Movie 2, he's been in prison the whole time. Why
Yeah,
is
he's
his?
broken down.
How would he have?
It's
like,
been a non-stop interrogation for 2 years. That's how.
it was 2 years.
Walker
Yeah.
put it. Yeah.
I didn't notice that part.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think you grew
Yeah.
that sick beard, dude?
Can't you? It doesn't take that long, does it?
Can we talk about Tom Cruise's awful fake beard when he's hiding out in the beginning of Rogue Nation when they think he's in Cuba and he's like
and
doing
he's in Paris.
pull-ups in an apartment and then he's got that awful shitty beard.
Dude, that part was so ridiculous. It was so funny. It was
It's great. All of it.
of
is
course, he
ridiculous.
had it like set up. They were.
Yeah, he's got just got
Yeah.
an iPad.
And
with
Jeremy
it's not
Renner was
plugged
like,
in.
"Oh yeah,
He knew. He was like, this guy.
that's
he's
my
the best.
boy."
iPad with infinite battery source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been plugged in.
It wasn't.
You don't know.
So what do you plug it into the screen? The camera was facing us and there's no wires plugged in.
Wireless charging.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair. You're right. You're
That's
right.
true. Science, baby.
How do we feel about Ilsa?
I liked her. I thought she was.
I
cool.
like her more, I think, in the second movie than I did in the first.
Is it because you didn't trust her in the first one?
I didn't fully trust her in the second one either.
I think it got more tired in the second one because she was still doing some of that same shit. Like
She
why?
was.
Like, what is the point though? Now, like, what's?
Yeah.
I don't understand
she's-
why now.
I don't get why she, like, at the first one, I get why she wasn't telling him everything. The second one, it feels like,
It makes no.
why are you
sense.
doing that? She's like, I can't tell you. It's like, yes, you can. Like, why can't you tell him? He saved your life. Just fucking tell him. And then she tells him anyways later. So it's like, why?
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't fully understand the motives there. They're working towards the same goal, really.
Yeah. I also
I
don't
th-
understand. Go ahead, Trev.
I think I like her more in the second one just because it does feel like she's more of, like, maybe a part of the team as opposed to the first one.
Only for the last half, I feel
Yeah, I
like.
disagree.
Because in the first half, she's actively shooting at them.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just really like her one line at the end of the second one where she can overhear Luther talking to
Julia.
I forget Julia. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not. I
who
don't
the
have as
fuck
much.
is Julia?
She's
I
from
assume the
Mission
previous
Impossible 3.
movies.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Will. When I saw the flashback at the beginning of the movie, Abby was like, "Did they recast the girl from the first one?" And I was like, "I don't think so."
Yeah,
But yeah,
she's from the third.
Yeah, when she was talking, like overhearing Luther and Julia talking, and she was like, and Julia made like some sort of comment. And she was like, "Oh, I like her." Like she was kind of sad that she liked her almost, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, that's good. I like
Yeah,
that."
That's a good
I was
line.
like, that. I think that line sold it for me for her in the second movie.
I don't understand why Ethan, like, Luther has that conversation with Ilsa about, like, he's only ever cared about 2 women in the world, and it's Julia and Ilsa. Like, I don't know why he cares about Ilsa at the same level
It's
of
a-
his ex-wife. It
it's
makes
really
no
weird.
sense.
It
It makes no sense. They have
at all.
they never kiss.
No.
He
'Cause
kisses
love.
the White Widow. He doesn't kiss her. You know, oh, she kisses him, I guess.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna say
The White Widow was
kind of
cool. I liked her.
Yeah,
great. Shout out
Her
to-
brother was a loser, dude.
Shout out to Princess
Yes.
Margaret from The Crown. That's the same actress, Vanessa Kirby. She's
Haven't
great.
seen it.
It just I don't buy it. Like they have no chemistry. First of all, I
I
don't
agree.
think.
Yeah, I don't think so. either.
Tom Cruise rarely has chemistry with women, in my opinion.
And that's just in general, with life-wise.
yeah. I'm seriously like. They always cast his love interest as like 30 to 40 years younger than him,
gotta.
which is dumb.
That's
and
just
then-
Hollywood.
Yeah,
But I think it's like especially him. But that conversation just has never made sense to me. Like, why the fuck does he care about Ilsa? For what? Beyond the fact that she saved his life multiple times, but like so has everybody else. You know, I don't.
She's also
get it.
betrayed the shit out of him.
Right. She's a good actress, and I think she's got cool. Like when she fights the Bone Crusher or whatever the fuck, Bone Doctor at the end.
The Bone
That's a great
Doctor,
fight
yeah.
scene.
she's hot.
What?
That's the answer. She's
That's
hot.
the answer. That why
That's
he
the
cares.
answer.
Trevor,
That's the
bad.
answer.
That's bad critical thought, Trevor. Time out for you.
That's
Mute
whack.
yourself
Yeah.
for 30 seconds. Yeah. That's weird, but I don't. It is what it is. I guess it's not really the main.
It didn't
thrust.
make sense, no. And I think that conversation is another peg down on Ving Rhames' character.
Yeah, fair.
I wanted his character to be so much cooler than he was.
Yeah,
He had the sick fedora on, the
I still love
fedodo
him.
for most of it.
He's great. I just love how he can never do what he's asked to do, and if it's physical, he is always running slow. He loses Ilsa immediately in the train station.
I have another question.
Yeah.
How did they know exactly how to defuse these bombs?
Benji.
Down to the T?
Yeah.
Benji had the plans built by the crazy Nils de Broek.
Oh,
yeah, but
he's
how
right.
do you figure that out though? Still, how do you know?
Science.
It's their job.
Don't just say science.
He analyzed the blueprints and determined
He
where
made
the
some
different
critical
wires.
thought.
Right.
Yeah, you
Like
go through
Trevor with She's
the
Hot.
blueprint analysis, and it's like, hey, this wire goes here and does this.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
if
it
we
doesn't-
cut this, what would happen?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't take away from the scene. I was just like, how do they know all this stuff?
Yeah.
Because Benji's great. Benji and Luther work together.
I mean, to be fair, whenever they were going over all that stuff before they got to the medical base, I was just like, when is this movie over? But then when they got there, it took off, and I was like, I hope it lasts even longer,
Yeah, it's so good though, that helicopter chase. It's very tense. You have Ilsa and Benji fighting Lane, which is
Yeah.
also very tense because Benji almost dies.
I do love that they put one of the bombs just up in a radio tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. They had to
That
take
was
it
cool.
down. The only thing I didn't like during that part of the movie was the aspect ratio kept changing over and
'cause
over
they just
again.
filmed
Every
it.
time
Okay,
they
it
went
did.
from the helicopter back to the base.
Yeah.
I wasn't
mean,
sure.
They filmed it in
I-
IMAX. That's why.
Yeah, it was just kind of I kept noticing it, and it was a little bit annoying, but I got used to it. I just knew it was going to
Yeah.
happen after the first couple of times. I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. I don't remember
I-
noticing it last time I watched it, but I noticed it today.
I didn't know. I don't know if I noticed it, but I did definitely be like,
Yeah.
something's different. I just kept noticing something was different. I couldn't pin
Yeah.
down what it was.
And a lot
Thank
of
you
movies,
for saying.
I feel like, do that sometimes during action sequences or whatever, and I hate it. I hate when you change aspect ratio. It's dumb.
Well, Top Gun was filmed entirely in IMAX, so you don't have to worry about that.
So then it's consistent at least,
Yeah.
That's all I ask for is consistency.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fair. It is jarring, I think, out of a theater to see it like that.
I do want to talk a
especially
little
when
bit
it's cutting
about
back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trev.
the start of Fallout
Sure.
with the interrogation of the scientist guy, like them faking the fact that the
Yeah.
bombs had actually gone off.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome, dude.
That was so good. I was like, oh shit, are we gonna like I thought at first I actually believed it. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, me
oh,
too.
shit, this happened. Like
They did a good job. They sold it.
We're gonna exist in a world where this has
the
happened. This is,
CNN
like-
guy.
Wolf Blitzer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
And then I don't remember at some point during it though. I was like, okay, no, it didn't happen. They're faking this.
I was fully in the
Really?
whole time.
Yeah, I
Even
think it was when Ethan was gonna beat like when Luther had to hold Ethan back from beating on him to get the information out of him. I was like, nah, they're selling this too hard. This
No,
is
I don't believe you, Trevor. I don't believe you knew that it was fake. Even if you
Where's
wrote it
my-
down, you could have wrote it down after the fact. I really just don't believe you. How the fuck would you have known? No shot. That it was gonna be a fucking film set and the walls would fall down and be like dumb.
I
idiot.
did. I wrote it. I didn't know the walls were gonna fall down, but I was I knew that they were faking it. I didn't expect Benji either to be in this in a mask. I thought that they just brought in the CNN guy. Hey, we need you to fake a
need you.
newscast
For a special
For us?
assignment.
I think the mask play, I wasn't sure how it would pan out with you two, having not seen all the movies, because they do the masks a lot more in the
It's
earlier
goofy.
movies.
It's funny. I love it.
I mean, I
Like-
remember the mask stuff because I saw the third one and the fourth
Yeah.
one,
They do
both
a
a
lot
long
in the
time
third
ago.
one.
But I remember
Yeah.
the masks, and it's always cool. I think the mask stuff's cool.
Yeah, they do it I think in every single one since the first one. That's kind of their big.
Yeah, it's their thing,
They love bait and switches and they love masks. So
Mm-hmm.
all that twisty turny shit is the entire franchise is like that. It's really goofy.
Damn.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Why does he have the when it goes to white right at the end of Fallout, right? When they clip the wires and then the screen goes to white. and it comes back and Ethan's just like hanging on the ledge and has like the detonator in his mouth. That's another moment that made me just like laugh out loud. Like, why is it in your mouth? When did it get in your mouth?
I think he ripped the thing off, right?
Because he's
Yeah,
holding.
so he's holding. On and he just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
Made me laugh.
I thought it was sick.
Also, Henry Cavill, like, his character could have so easily made it impossible for them to disarm the bomb by just I guess maybe he didn't know the weakness of the detonator, but just, after they'd been flying for a bit, just take the detonator and just kind of drop it. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Keep going.
He could have landed the helicopter then, though.
You wouldn't have known that he dropped it.
He
Just
was
drop it
watching
in
him
that-
like a hawk,
Dude,
brother.
he's got eagle eyes, dude. Come on.
Just drop it in the lake.
This is
No
Ethan Hunt we're
shot.
talking about.
Impossible.
What lake?
Impossible to stop it now. The one that they
Name
flew
a
over.
lake.
I still don't understand why he tried to drop the payload on them over a lake. It would have made it so hard to get the detonator out of a sunken body. Like, why?
Yeah, but it would've
Maybe
really
to
good,
prevent
though.
the helicopter from exploding, so it wouldn't be like burnt and melted.
I guess. Still didn't make sense.
I really thought it was going to work too. I was actually super surprised when
He's like, payload, and it's just like a fucking strip that says payload on the joystick.
On the-
I was like,
on the
come on, guy.
it was so dumb. And then, yeah, I was expecting either like the payload to hit the helicopter or the rope to get caught up in the rotors, something.
Nope.
Nothing.
It
They
was a
just
good
completely
dodge by the
missed.
pilot. Honestly, the pilot, he got his wings that day, you know?
Okay.
Trevor hated that I said that.
I have a few scattered thoughts, but I don't want to
let's hear 'em.
interject.
Where
Do
is
you have
it?
anything else you want to touch on, either of you? We're kind of winding down.
Just like classic CIA hates the IMF again.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they
Is
hate
that
them
in
still.
every movie that like some sort of authority figure is like, you guys are loose cannons, you're the worst, and then by the end of the movie they're like, you guys are the best, we need you.
And then
the
that
next
person
movie,
retires.
yeah,
Yeah, or
they're either
dies.
retired or I guess die in this case.
Yeah.
Or they
I think-
lose their
yeah.
authority. Someone with more authority comes in.
I liked it in Rogue Nation. I thought it was whack in Fallout.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
I agree.
I think it's fair.
It was
fair
played.
criticism.
I was like, oh, again. Oh, really good.
I love.
it
I
happens
did. I
constantly.
actually like the scene at the end of Rogue Nation too, where Alec Baldwin is like back at the hearing, going like, "We need it back," and that was all
yeah, that
a
was
fake.
sick. I
It
liked
was a big fake out,
It
and
was very
then
good.
Jeremy Renner's like, "I can't say that without the secretary's approval," and then they walk out, and it's like, "Mr. Secretary," because it's Alec
Yeah,
Baldwin
like,
now.
welcome to
and
the
it's-
IMF. Yeah, they have a lot of fun.
It was so stupid. I loved it.
Also, they got in the scene where that I spoiled in the beginning, where Cavill like shows his hand or whatever. He drops his one F-bomb of the movie. They allow one F-bomb in a PG-13, and he got it. I was shocked by it. It was at like 125-ish.
I don't even remember it happening.
Also, what was it?
He's talking to Landon. He's like, "Why do you make everything so fucking difficult?" He's like really upset.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. Good line delivery.
Yeah, when the SWAT guys go in the tunnel or whatever they are, though, I was confused with how, like, Henry Cavill's character knew all this was going to play out this way and, like, had them on his side as well. Like, how did it all work out the way it did?
I mean, movie magic.
Twists.
I think
Because
it's like
that
it
scene
was so.
has so many twists. It's like, how would you really
Yeah.
know this was going to happen?
Neither of you have seen Community, so this reference won't make any sense. But there's an episode of Community where they do like 5 back-to-back twists of like, this guy's a teacher, no, he's a cop, no, he's a detective, no, he's a teacher, and they use a bunch of fake guns and like kill people. It's very funny and it's very ridiculous, and I feel like it is this scene. This is like that scene unironically. It's just like, where am I? Like, what's happening? But I think it's just the CIA, and he knows the CIA's plans, and there also probably are apostle turncoats in the CIA, is how I'm justifying.
Yeah.
I'll yeah. He probably knew the CIA had a team on standby just in case they needed them,
Yeah.
and so he like had a couple of guys in that team.
Yeah.
And then he might not have known it was going to turn out exactly this way, but the team that he knew was in town showed up, so
I don't know.
Time to use them.
I didn't like that scene. I didn't.
That's fair. That's fair. It's goofy. I mean, again, like Trevor said, there are a lot of twists and turns in these movies, and I think most of the time they stick them, even though they're goofy. But there are some times where it goes a bit too far. I agree. So
I didn't like that Alec Baldwin's character died.
Yeah, it's sad. I thought he was great in these two movies. He is so campy and like almost he's like in a different movie than everybody else is because he's just like so ridiculous.
Why is he such a bad actor in this?
I don't think he's a good actor at all.
I think that's totally fair, honestly.
Yeah, I just don't think he's a good actor, and I think that he just is like really funny with these like when he says that Ethan Hunt is the living manifestation of destiny in
that's
Rogue Nation.
great
Yeah, that was
It's
ridiculous.
Incredible. I laugh so hard every time he says it. I love that line so much, but he has all types of lines like that, where they're just like,
maybe
what
this
the
one's
fuck
loaded.
is this man talking about? The call an ambulance, but not for me. Like that literally is that moment. It's so good.
It's been a while since I really like laughed out loud like that, for a movie.
Yeah. It's great.
Just didn't expect that line at all.
No, it's so good.
I did, and like that's a bunch of little twists just in that scene.
That's why I
It's
hated
like,
it though. It was too many, and they were too
Yeah.
whack that I didn't like them.
Mask
I love 'em.
to like, oh look, I'm actually not knocked out. To I took the gun. To the gun's empty. To I've got
And then
another gun. Like,
These are my boys, bitches.
It's so insane. You just like imagine the writer's room just like coke just being sniffed like so viciously. Everyone's like, add another twist, add another turn. But I love it.
I think it's
the director's on the phone, but the director doesn't care. She's still bringing them all in. Oh, it's so.
Yeah, I think that it was done better in Rogue Nation. Like with all the twists at the end of that one. Those I think were really good.
Yeah,
You know?
I think Rogue Nation is a better movie, and I think Fallout has better set pieces.
Yeah.
But I think the
I
set
agree
pieces
with
and
that,
Henry
I
Cavill
think.
push it up over for me, like with you, Cobb. And I think the bathroom fight is so good and so visceral.
It's really good.
It's a
And
really
the
good
Halo
riff.
jump is so crazy. And
It's wild. I love it.
yeah, there's a lot to love.
He should have let him die in that Halo jump.
Yeah,
Apparently, yeah.
I hated so much the part where he's like, "Looks like you lost your oxygen
I
tank."
love
I'm like,
it. I was about to say that's like one of my favorite lines he
"Fuck
has.
you!" Oh, I
He lands
hated
so
it.
smooth, and he's just like, your oxygen tank. This
Yes.
is so funny. Cavill, what a bastard. I love Cavill, like being a heel.
I want to know if he knew that he did that and decided to pretend that he didn't know, or if he actually didn't know.
No, I think the
that
joke
he,
is that he didn't know. He blacked
Yeah.
out.
he did black out.
He was
but
unconscious, and then he came to because he had oxygen again.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
He's just
I
an
wanna,
asshole, and so he's like, "What happened?" You know, because he lands all smooth, and Cruz like fucking plummets down this giant spire on top of a roof. Anyway, yeah, it's great. I've got a lot of like random little notes that I probably are not going to be remembered by either of you because they're just stupid little moments.
Shoot 'em
but
off,
they make
dude.
me laugh.
Let's go.
First, so starting with Rogue Nation, when Bone Doctor like sucks his finger to get the ring off his finger before
Oh,
he goes
yeah,
to beat
that
up
was
Tom
weird.
Cruise. Very funny, very
Gross.
weird. Strange moment. Simon Pegg looks incredible in the tux before he goes to Vienna.
He does. Very handsome.
Someone says it's impossible. Oh, I think Ilsa says it's impossible to like dive, and Benji and Ethan look at each other and they're like, that's good.
That's
They
our
high
whole
five.
shtick. Is
Yeah,
we're
they should
the
have high-fived,
impossible
yeah.
mission force.
When Luther and Brant have the sketches of Ilsa and Lane, and Luther knows that he trusts Ilsa based on the way she's drawn, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I
Makes
think
no
that's
sense.
so it's
That's-
so insane.
you're a
Like,
little
he
ups- if
knows
you
her.
know that-
he trusts her. Like, what are you talking about?
Luther,
That
if
made
you
me
know
laugh.
that, you're a little too obsessed with Ethan at that point.
So
like,
good. It's just so good. He memorizes an entire flash drive full of
I think-
like bank account numbers.
I'm gonna assume that's bullshit.
You think
I'm
he's
going
lying
to.
about having memorized?
I think
it?
he.
I think
I
he
think
was
he
lying.
memorized like 2 or 3,
Oh,
and
interesting.
then
He only
got
gave
rid of
him
it all.
one. That's
Yeah,
all
you
he
only
needed.
gave him one.
But you watch.
would-
I mean, you watch him like he's like going like this, like his eyes are darting back.
Dog,
and
he
forth,
Yeah.
forgot
those numbers
immediately.
scroll.
He was like,
like, what?
No fucking way.
Oh,
No.
this is such an insane premise that he did this.
He memorized probably a couple of like the most like the ones with the most money
the
in
most
Yeah.
monies.
and then just that way he would have 1 or 2, or if he needed a third for some unforeseen reason to
Yeah.
give off.
I mean, he ripped him
that's
50
fair.
million, didn't he? Isn't that
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
was?
He did.
Like, holy
Yeah.
shit. I mean, I'd say, hey, thanks. We're good actually.
I hope he kept one of those bank accounts and was
No.
like, you know what, the
Dude.
Impossible Mission Force needs a
He's a
little
good
bit of
man.
cash.
How
He's a
could
good
you
man,
even say
Trevor.
that, dude?
How dare you besmirch Ethan Hunt?
I would.
He, like I mentioned earlier, I love the fact that this movie sort of climaxes with them FaceTiming each other. Just very funny.
Modern.
I like Lane's his line. He's like, "Human nature, my weapon of choice." Like, great. Ethan Hunt's one, great weakness is that he'll choose the one over the million, which they talk about a lot in Fallout.
They love talking about it in Fallout.
They love it. Yeah. Well, the fallout of your good intentions is like a really good line. I think the fallout of all your good.
You
intentions.
said a good
will be-
line?
A good line. I love it. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Lane's speech when they capture him and they are talking to him for the first time I love it. I think it's so
classic, yeah.
goofy and great. Where am I? Okay, so Ethan Hunt sleeping in full business casual with loafers on at the beginning when he wakes up from the dream, and he has to go downstairs to let the messenger in.
Oh yeah.
He's sleeping in full slacks, dress shirt, and loafers, and he picks up the pistol and he's like, "What?" Because the door knocks. Anyway, that was funny.
Trevor, isn't that how you sleep?
I keep the gun on this bedside table.
I meant more the clothes.
Talking about your guns. I love this. Is also it's less of a bit in these two movies because I think at this point it's just kind of played out. But the whole way they get mission objectives, and there's always some goofy ass thing with the with the turntable in the record shop where he puts his hand on the turntable and it scans him. And then in this one it's Homer's Odyssey, and you open it up and it's like a tape deck, and he has to press a button. It takes his blood and
I thought
confuses identity.
I thought those things were sick.
Yeah, they're awesome,
Yeah.
and those are in every movie.
Oh,
And there's a lot of little tech.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
forgot
Rob.
to talk about the couple of gadgets in the beginning of
Yeah.
Rogue Nation that I liked. The key thing was really sick, where you just press
Yeah,
it up
great.
against the handle and it just knows it can unlock anything.
Yeah.
Awesome,
The lockpick
really cool.
Yeah.
thing is
And
rad.
the book laptop was sick.
That thing's
absurd.
so cool.
It was
Oh.
ridiculous when I was like, because it was right in the beginning of the first one that we watched. So I was like, this tech stuff is really fun. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And then I feel like they get away from it a little bit in the middle of the movie. It kind of just becomes actiony, but the gadgets
There's a
that are
lot
there
more
are
of
fun.
it. There's a lot of it in 4, which you've seen. They have the whole. You haven't seen 4, Trevor, so never mind. I won't say it. But there's a great scene in the Kremlin, in Ghost Protocol that uses some great tech. But yeah, Benji always has gadgets. His little circle lock pick thing when he does the combination lock.
Mm-hmm.
That
was
thing's
fun.
rad.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the gadgets and stuff in this. It was so cool.
Yeah, they were cool. Did you have any other?
What's up with the cars? What's up with all, that's what I was trying to remember. I
Yeah.
was like, all the cars, you
handprint.
just touch your hand to the window and
Yep.
it unlocks it.
Yep. They love
Just
a good
smearing your
handprint
window
scanner.
constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a nightmare.
Random other notes. I mean, these are they're all very kind of goofy, but the transition from the smoke of his mission objective when it self-destructs to the tunnel in scene 2 of Fallout, I thought was really good. It's his face with the smoke coming across it.
Mm-hmm.
Very minor moment. Let's see. You use a scalpel. I prefer a hammer. Great line from the CIA director in regards to Ethan and Walker.
What a weird thing for the CIA director to say.
Yeah,
Like,
I like a hammer. What?
if it was a general or something, I would be
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like
yeah.
the scalpel fits for the CIA because they should be more precise.
that's their whole shebang.
It feels like
is
the IMF is a
scalp-
hammer. They're
Yeah.
like the fucking madmen, but whatever.
They're like, yeah, just fucking send Ethan and he'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
or like a shuriken or something, or they're like a ninja
A
star.
shuriken?
Yeah, whatever it is.
yeah, Hadouken.
Shuriken.
That's what it sounded like you said. Yeah. When Lane is in the car with Ethan and Ilsa's shooting at them, and he's like, "That was Ilsa. Very interesting." And Ethan's just like, "Shut up." Good line. I like
Also,
Sean
was
Harris
that
a lot.
bag they put over his head bulletproof? Because it looks like he gets
He gets
shot in
right
the head.
3 times. Yeah.
That's what I
Boom.
thought.
And
He
and
got
he
nicked-
even does
he got
the
nicked.
thing.
Right, because he was bleeding, I think, a little bit, just from nicked in the neck, I think.
And would that make his head rock back and forth like that?
I have no idea. I truly don't.
He for sure.
I
got
kinda
shot in
was-
the head.
I kind of thought it'd be cool if he did just die right there. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that's
Whoops.
it.
Yeah. All of his Tom Cruise's running is great too. He's like an elite level runner in movies. I love the way he runs. It's very unrealistic and very goofy. He also broke his ankle in a shot in one of these movies when he's chasing after the 8 double turns in the tunnels, and he's chasing Walker across the city,
Rooftops and
and running on
stuff.
the rooftops.
I
there's
love
a
that
shot-
scene with Benji like trying to guide him.
Yeah.
And he's
There's
like,
a-
turn right. He's like, I'm
The-
like 6 stories up. What do you
when
mean?
he says
It was
like,
really funny.
"Oh, I was in 2D," and like, "Oh, I was like
The
the
screen-
screen lock was on." Stupid, bad jokes.
So
I thought they
stupid.
were really funny. I liked them.
It was bad, but they're
bad.
funny. Yeah,
I like.
I thought they were.
He's goofy.
Benji's great.
I fucking
Dude,
love
so
Benji.
in that scene when he's running, there's a shot where he jumps towards the camera, and it's where he like lands on the edge of the building, and there's a shot from inside where you see his feet kind of scrabble on the glass. When he picks himself up and hobbles like towards the camera, that's actually a broken ankle, and
damn.
he broke his ankle like jumping that roof.
Oh, shit.
And they kept it in the movie because it was the only shot they got because he broke his ankle. But
I mean,
was
it
my-
adds realism.
yeah, he was hurt. He was hurting. But yeah, that's all the notes I had. This is a fun time.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to bring up at the end of Fallout,
Yeah.
Henry Cavill's brutal fucking death.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah, it was fucked.
The hole right into
Crazy.
his forehead. Yeah.
just oh my god.
He also got like burned by, I don't know what that was, but some fuel like line opened up in the helicopter.
Yeah,
and
he
it's
looked like
spraying out
Two-Face.
onto him. Yeah, he got fucked up.
He's like, it's like, okay, Henry Cavill's character definitely not coming back in any
Yeah.
sequels.
Or
Very dead.
Like Lane could still come back theoretically.
hope not.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, he
but
came back in this one.
Henry Cavill,
He has an
is-
even bigger beard. Every time we see
It's
it,
been 4 years.
he's got 4 nuclear bombs in the next one instead of
Tight.
just 2.
I mean, I think the next one is going to be the final. It's Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Part 2.
Oh,
no
it's 2
shot.
parts.
They're not going to be the end.
Bro,
It's not
he's
gonna be
60 years old. He can't do this
Do
shit.
you think that matters?
Somebody else
The
is gonna do
Cruise?
it.
He's gonna.
No.
They wanted Renner to do it, but Tom Cruise was like, nah. Originally, Jeremy Renner was introduced in 4 to take over the franchise.
They'll still find somebody. It's not like Tom Cruise owns the franchise.
He
It's-
does though.
It's
He's a producer.
interesting
Yeah.
that like Rander is always
Oh.
the guy where they're like he's gonna take over and then doesn't. It happened with Bourne too.
It is weird. I mean, he had a moment like mid 2010s where he was like the guy.
That's true.
And I think Marvel probably set him back off of that, which sucks.
Well, I mean his character is pretty cool in the Marvel stuff. You know,
No,
I didn't
he-
I didn't like him
Hawkeye's
at first,
great.
and then during my
Although
rewatch, I thought he was great.
I like his show too.
He's
but-
kind
show
of
is
getting
so good.
replaced though.
Yeah.
In a way, like, you know. Have you
We'll
seen the
see.
Hawkeye show?
Yeah, it's great. Loved it.
Yeah, he's getting replaced. He's
No,
got
well-
the
Think
new
Haley
Hawkeye.
Steinfeld's gonna be Hawkeye permanently.
She's definitely gonna be the Hawkeye in the Young Avengers.
There's a Young
Young
Avengers, like Teen
Yeah,
Titan style.
That's what. Have you seen?
No.
Multiverse of Madness.
yes.
No.
Oh,
Did you
I
just
don't-
spoil something for me, Trevor?
I don't
No.
remember a Teen Titans moment. Teen Titans Go.
that's not Teen Titans. That's
That's what
Just
you
a bunch
just
of
said.
kids like knuckling.
Teen
up
Titans
in
is
the middle of the
DC.
movie.
Young Avengers is a bunch of young superheroes.
whatever.
Anyway, we're off track. We're off track.
Anyways,
Yeah, who knows? Any stray thoughts? Anything else?
Nah, I'm good. They were, they were decent.
They were fun.
solid.
I had a good time. I'd like to watch the rest of them.
I probably
Yeah,
won't watch any of the other ones. I think I'm
I
good.
Okay.
look forward to hearing your thoughts, Trev.
If I ever get
Jacob.
around to it, yeah.
I'm at least glad it wasn't as bad as Dumbo Drop for you, so that's a plus.
No, absolutely not.
Dumbo Drop is a masterpiece.
Thanks, Trev. I agree.
It's not. I'm
R.I.P.
sorry,
Ray
Will.
Liotta.
Trevor,
I can't
I
even
never
mention that
take
last
your. I can't take your opinions like to heart anymore because you've burned me too many times with these whack statements.
I love your opinions, Trevor.
Dude, he's so
You're
mad.
A gem. You're a gem. You're a gem. Yeah, rest in peace, Ray Liotta. We've watched
Yeah.
him a lot on this podcast, and he recently passed, which
Yeah,
is very
R.I.P.
sad, very young. But a legend.
He's right back there in that poster that I have.
Oh, that's tight. I didn't know that.
It's
That's
a good. It's a Goodfellas poster.
Yeah, good man. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for watching Tom Cruise with me. It was a pleasure. I look forward to
Of
talking
course.
about more of it at some point in the future.
Yeah.
I'm next.
Yeah, Trevor's next. We still don't know what he's choosing. So
Yeah, no
I
idea.
don't
we're
even know
both
what I'm
very-
choosing.
We're both very anxious.
I
sure-
haven't decided yet.
I'm sure we'll have a
So
good time with it, whatever it is. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for listening. As always, stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
bye everyone.